Hello Internet, 51 Napa here, and these three freight cars, or trucks as they're called in England, somehow wound up in my box this past Saturday, my box of freight cars. If you're also wondering why I haven't done a lot of train videos, well, I kind of gave it a little break. They're fun and all, but I just didn't want to do them for a little bit. But anywho, these three cars are all British-based, or trucks, or whatever you want to call them. This first car here, this brown one, it has the look of a coach, but I'm thinking it's more of a cattle car or a mail car, because I've never seen a coach that has this brown wood thing going here. And what's cool is that sometimes, depending on where the light hits, this part right here is actually can shine inward. You can see a little bit inside the car, but obviously I can't see anything right now. It does have a couple of issues. The roof here wants to come off, so what I'm probably going to have to do is Gorilla Glue it and clamp it down. Also, this back bogie here needs a new nut, because that shouldn't happen if I'm pulling it up like that. So that's one thing. The buffers are a little bit crooked, but I've tried to fix them and they just keep going back to the same position, so that's okay. Okay, this guy here, this is a little gray van. There was a second gray van, but one of these not brake leaves, one of these little, someone help me out here, LNER Mallard 4468 gaming, LNER 44, that's what I'm gonna call him. He'll probably know. But the wheels here, I actually had to manipulate a little bit so that this would fit on the track, because originally it would like the flange on the two wheels on one side would be kind of like this. So I had to push the wheels around a little bit, kind of forcibly, and now it rides comfortably on the rails. And you're noticing also, I'm going to show this off, there's no tension lock. That's what Thomas & Friends freight cars use. But this isn't the case with this guy or the brown car that I had. I'm just going to call it the mail car. This guy uses little chains, and it's a double-edged sword, because it adds a nice little aesthetic to the car, but it's also a pain to couple up. But if I turn it over, you see that there's that little spring right here? If I can turn it, there we go. That spring there actually, if I pull on the chain, I can't really do it on camera because my hands are like, there we go. So if I pull on the chain here, that spring actually moves back and forth. It's a little, there we go. So it moves back and forth. It's a little spring chain or whatever. But I could couple them up and show it off. I think I will actually with the with this guy here in a second. This is the brake van that I was also noticing was in my my box. But it has a few more problems than the other two. First off, the running plate here is all bent up out of shape, and that front axle is actually, I mean, I make it look like it's running okay, but in truth it isn't. Oops. If I put it on the ground, you'll notice that, oops. Oh, and that's another thing, the roof isn't glued on. If I bring it around and pull it backwards, you'll notice that one of the wheels, this one over here, isn't wanting to, there it is. So you notice that it's kind of lopsided, even though the lighting is a little, you know. If I put it on the track, might be a little easier to a little harder to notice. Yeah, it's a little harder to notice, but that's the main thing. The front axle is actually like where there it is. See how it's kind of, yeah. But anywho, the front axle here, it's fine where the wheel is, but the wheel housing, I guess, is broken. So I have to be really careful with it. And as you saw earlier, the roof isn't secure. Hey, wheelie. So I'm gonna have to Gorilla Glue that to there, and now you can see this thing is all wobbling and stuff. But anywho, I'm gonna try in a second to couple up the I'm gonna push that brake van backwards. I'm gonna do it off screen because it is really hard to get these guys coupled up. It really is. You have to keep it in the right spot. There we go. And because I forgot about that bogey, you have to kind of set it. There we go. Okay. So now I got the mail car and that little van connected. You see them moving together. If I turn it to here, pull it forward, you'll see that the chain right there is connecting the two. If I wanted to, I could double it like that. You see the other one hanging down there. But if I pull on it, you'll see that the chain will relax. You see it's kind of hanging down. If I pull, you'll see the chain pull up. And yeah, that's how that works. That's, I think, is really cool. But again, it is a pain to get these guys all connected up. I'm going to bring in Union Pacific 23. Again, it doesn't have a motor. I'm actually looking for a tank engine that has a motor. But yeah. So again, I told you about the ups and downs about these three cars. There is a fourth car that's essentially identical to this one. But like I said, one of these wheel holders or whatever broke. So I'm going to Gorilla Glue that and fix it. And then you'll see all four cars hopefully moving around. And for a little bit of comical stuff, this I like. Here's Union Pacific 23. And there's where the buffers meet up with Union Pacific 23. Somehow I want to get a knuckle coupled. Knuckle couples, if I bring in... Let me move that guy out of the way real quick. I know my video is going over, almost getting to 10 minutes, but I wanted to do this. So here's the Chiquita car, the Chiquita banana car. Obviously it's all mismatched, but what I'm thinking of is, I'm looking at the couples here, and what I'm thinking of doing, it might work, it might not work, is push up the little air brake, I guess, that's kind of wedged into the knuckle couple, push it up a little bit, and then let the chain latch onto that. So that might work, and you'd see something like this. You know, an American freight and then British freight. It might work, I don't know, but again, I'm sorry for the inactivity of videos. I've just been busy with school, but you know, when I get to the club every now and then, I'll try to make more videos. I'll see you in the next video.